welcome to the Love Kanika podcast. My name is Kanika,
My name is Vanita.
and we are live back for another show. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you don't mind subscribing, liking, and sharing, because we are kind of a new podcast and a new channel, so we're trying to grow the show and grow the channel. So we appreciate any help, any support that you can give. So, how are you this evening, Vanita? This is a beautiful
Mm.
Wednesday.
In this moment, I am okay. Now, earlier,
You was feeling some
totally
type of way.
different story.
Yeah,
Type of way. Type of
I'm
way.
telling you. Type away, which kind of bleeds into our topic for tonight.
Yep.
So tonight we're going to talk about weight, weight, and weight gain, and the fight that many women, including Danita and I, are in to lose weight, maintain a healthy weight, and all of what comes with that. So, the scenario we're going to talk about tonight is since I had my second child, I've gained about 100 pounds. Now, my husband doesn't really want to have sex. It's once every other month. And when it went from 3 days a week to hardly not ever, those of you who have been in a weight loss journey know how difficult it can be to lose weight and how much discipline it takes to lose weight. So the lady in question is having a little bit of a hard time losing the weight, so she doesn't know what to do because she doesn't want to lose her marriage. So we're going to talk about, what are some things she could possibly do in a scenario like this to turn this around so that she can, hopefully get her sex life with her husband back on track. So, Vanita, you and I, first of all, I want to say I want to approach this subject with the notes of empathy. I understand this is a sensitive subject for women. It's a sensitive subject for me, Vanita, as we're both on our own weight loss journey. So we
Yes.
get it. We get how, how this can be a pink elephant in the room. So we want to, just be empathetic as we talk about this because we completely understand that, your pain and any woman who's going through this, what you're dealing with it or whatever. So, Vanita, what would you say in a scenario like this? What advice or insight can you give? If a woman is dealing with a situation where she's gained a lot of weight, she's in a relationship or not even in a, you ain't got to be in a relationship, but you gain a lot of weight
Yep.
and the weight gain is your romantic relationships. What advice would you give or insight could you give to this?
Um, it's so hard.
It is.
Because she's on her second child, so parenting is not for the faint at heart. I
Yeah.
would have, first of all, have a conversation with your husband on where you are, how you feeling, understand where he's coming from, as
Absolutely.
well. You know what I'm saying? Bring everything to the table because it's obvious not just to her but to him that they're not having sex. So you know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
have a really in-depth conversation. And as far as things to do, because nobody can get the weight off for you. This is your own fight and journey that you have to go through.
Yeah.
So I would start laying out and watching what you eat throughout the day. You know, if you're about sodas and juices and things of that sort, you want to try to get those off the table and stick to water as much as you can. I know it's easier said than done because those items can be extremely addictive.
Yes, they can.
Um, Look at your food intake. Are you eating big meals? Or what I have noticed, a lot of folks that may have a lot of weight on them perceive that if you don't eat at all, that's going to help. And it actually doesn't, because
Right.
you're talking about your metabolism. And your metabolism, if you're not giving something to your body, it goes into starvation mode. And
Yeah.
when it goes on into that, it's holding on to the fat. Really, it's really not doing what you think it's doing. It's almost like you're doing the opposite effect of what you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
So I would say try to focus on eating smaller meals on a consistent time frame. Like set your phone to every 2 to 3 hours to eat small meals. And when I'm saying small meals, we're talking like one thing of protein, like 4 to 5 ounces of protein and maybe a cup of vegetables or something to that effect. You know what I'm saying? Just to give you an idea. I mean, I'm not a dietitian or anything like that. I'm just giving advice on what has worked for me in the past and trying to get the weight off. And then the gym, when you have that much weight on you, you have to work out some way, somehow. And I know gyms aren't for everybody. You have
Right.
to figure out what works for you, whether that's walking or doing something at home, or some people need somebody to be accountable to. So maybe you need a personal trainer, and they're not cheap either. So that's why I definitely say starting off, have a conversation with your husband, because it may be a financial hit some way, somehow. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I would say those type of things. There's no easy resolution to this.
It's not.
You just have to work through things and see what works for you. And there's other alternatives out there. So look into anything, whether that's surgery or, I mean, it's a lot of options. So
It is. We're in a time now, where there have been a lot of strides in finding solutions to assist us in losing weight. I agree. I agree with this right here. I want to start out by saying that a lot of women, particularly African American women, are dealing with this issue. And there's a lot of reasons for that. There's a lot of reasons for that. A lot of us went through childhood trauma, whether it was an absent parent, an abusive parent, no parents at all, a parent that wasn't emotionally available. A lot of Black women experience these things as children, and you get a little bit older, particularly for women, 15, 16, 17, and then you try to fill this void, this pain, this hurt with men, because that's really all you know to do. No one teaches us anything else. So you try to get in relationships, you usually end up getting hurt, left, cheated on. We all know the story. And by this time, you probably done had a couple of kids in these relationships, that have not worked out. You're getting a little older, and you still haven't found what truly fulfills or fills that void that you've been feeling inside, that you're trying to feel with outside things. And usually the outside things is men. The go-to for women are men. I'm glad that's turning around. It seems to me that women are beginning to wake up to the notion that running to relationships and behind men, that's not the answer. Because because if you're vibrating on a level of trauma, only thing you're going to do is draw in a man that's going to reflect that trauma back to you. So I think women are beginning to wake up to that. But nonetheless, when there is no man around, we tend to eat. Food is our boyfriends and our husbands' food.
Yes.
That's why you see so many Black women overweight. Because unlike other races of women who have the backing, and the covering of husbands and in relationships, a lot of Black women, we just don't have that. We just
And
don't
then
have that.
the blueprint was not shown like that either to
Yeah.
us because our grandmothers and grandfathers, it's not like you saw them running on the side of the road like you see those communities either. So it's not even taught ahead of time.
And honestly, Vanita, because you do see a lot of other nationalities running or jogging in the gym, whatever. You
Hmm.
know, a lot of those women at least have the financial or partnership covering to be
That's
able
true.
to be able to take the time to run or take the time to go to the gym. And I'm not saying this is an excuse, you know, that the women who don't have that can't go this and that, because you can. But there is a difference in uh, other communities and
The space and availability of them
yeah, the
doing it
space
is
and
what you're saying.
availability,
I
exactly,
got
to
you.
be able to do that because they do have partnerships, you know,
Hmm.
to assist in every, you know, the financial part of it. So there's, you know, not as much financial strain as women who are single trying to take care of kids, you know, they have that. So unfortunately, a lot of Black women don't have that. So what we do is we eat.
That's true.
That's our comfort. And then you look up, particularly when your metabolism starts slowing down as you get older, you look up and you don't gain 60 pounds. It comes so quick, you don't even realize it. And unfortunately, men are visual.
Now
That's
that's facts.
that's never going to change. You could be the best woman, the biggest heart, the greatest soul, pure, submissive, because you know that's the word they like, submissive, and all of that, of those things. That if you don't look the part, it might be a little hard out here for you in the dating world. And I'm not saying that if you got weight on you, you can't get no man, you can't get no. I'm not saying that, because there's plenty of women, you know, who have men that are, you know, that may be on a little on the heavier side. But the truth is that the men that most of us would want, the men who have their shit together, you know, got the height. I know y'all love height, you know, who got his financial ducks in a row and all of that. Those men are going to require you to look a certain kind of way. And that's just the
Now that's
truth.
facts.
And I don't care what race you go to. It doesn't
That's
matter what
facts.
race you go to.
That's true.
They're going to require you to look a certain kind of way. You rarely see millionaire men with overweight women. You rarely see it. And if you
I'm
see
trying to
one,
think, do I have even seen one?
and if you see a millionaire man with an overweight woman, she was with him before he got the money. I mean, she
Hmm.
probably 20, 30, like long time, like a long time.
Hmm.
But for the most part, men who got their shit together are going to require you to look a certain kind of a way. So what happens is when you gain weight, of course you can still find a relationship or whatever, but he might not, you might be having to settle on some stuff. And we know how women feel about settling. We know how we, you know, I'm sure y'all watch Kendra G. Y'all seen Kendra G on YouTube or Facebook and all of that. And what is the first thing women get on there and say? I don't want to settle. I need you to be making 70, 80. Some women even say $250,000 a year. And that's fine. Everybody can have their desires, but can you measure up to what you're asking for? Are you gonna be what that $150,000 a year man wants? Right?
Yep.
You gotta be that to ask for that. Meaning you gotta have your ducks in a row too. And that means you gotta get your body together. And you don't have to do anything, but just know it's going to affect your dating life. There's no way around it. I talked to several men about this subject, you know, within the last week, and they did confirm, you know, that even in marriages that they are no longer in, you know, that when the wife gained weight, that it did affect them being able to keep it hard. It did. They couldn't stay hard because they could try to
It's a
think.
visual thing for
It's a
them.
visual thing. So they can try to fool themselves or think whatever they're thinking, but it affected how the intimacy in the bedroom because they just weren't attracted to their wives and girlfriends anymore. And we know all as women, we want to be desired. All of us want to be desired, particularly by a man that you're in love with or the relationship with or married to. You want to be desired by that man. And I hear a lot of women say, well, I just don't have time. Like I'm raising the kids and this and this and this and this. I mean, again, like I always say on this show, everything is a choice. I mean, you somewhere in this scenario, in this equation, ladies, we have got to start taking better care of ourselves and stop putting everything and everybody in front of us and our health, mentally, physically, and spiritually. That's a big thing with women. We put everything and everybody in front of us and then be kind of mad about it when we don't get no reciprocation or no appreciation. That's a choice. You can
know that a lot of the gyms have daycare. So is it really an excuse? I mean,
absolutely.
A lot of them do, or even ask, because a lot of people may not like your chain gyms, and I get it because you may feel like they're not giving you the full gusto or whatever. But even personal gyms, if you have a conversation with your trainer, they usually know something or can work something out or something for you when it comes to the kids.
And even if you can't go to the gym, you just can't afford it, you can't get there, whatever. Like Train Pack 2 says, it's so many trainers on YouTube. You just need to just order a couple of weights or whatever off Amazon for a little bit of nothing. Turn on YouTube, do 30, 45 minutes. I'm sure you can find 30 or 45 minutes somewhere.
This is that boundary thing that we have spoken of from the other videos. Ladies, please set boundaries. Make the kids go to bed at a certain time. That allows you that time to do those type of things.
Absolutely. You have to rearrange your structure, your life to where you can get this in for you. Exactly. And I, who also on a weight loss journey, I've recently lost about 40 pounds. I'm excited about that.
Fantastic. Congratulations to you. That's not easy.
It's absolutely not easy, but it puts your foot forward. Now there are so many options that can assist you in this thing because we get it. It's not easy. You be hungry. I like soul food. I like macaroni and cheese. I like hamburgers. Anything bad, I like it. I like to eat, right? There's so many. There are diet pills. So it's even over the counter. So many diet pills. If you don't like pills, they're natural. They're natural supplements that'll help you curb your appetite. Now there are shots, different shots that you could get. There's different type of, weight loss surgeries you could get. I suggest, look into a lot of times. And here's the thing, a lot of times your insurance plan will take care of a lot of these things, particularly if it's going to affect your health. They'll take care of it. It's covered through your insurance. So there's a lot of ways, a lot of assistance you have that can help you get to where you need to be. You just got to put the effort in, taking the time to look it up, research it, and see what's out there. Consult with there are doctors who specialize just in this. Consult with doctors to see what the best options are for you that can assist you in getting your weight to where you're happy with it. You ain't necessarily, got to get to the number, but to where you feel confident and happy with. Because the bottom line is, when you fat, you don't want to go nowhere because you don't got nothing to wear.
No,
you don't want to go out. It affects you don't want to. You don't want to ride him because you think he's looking at your rolls and your fat stomach and all of that. It's affecting everything. Even if you don't, you might be so used to covering up while you up there or putting a thing around you. And trust me, he know what you're doing. He know you insecure. He know you're insecure about it. He know exactly what's going on. He know it. But you've been doing it for so long, instead of just dealing with the root of the problem, You're like, I didn't even know. Yeah, it's insecurity. And I get it. Because even when I gain weight, I feel insecure about it. No joke. I feel insecure about
Mhm.
it. I like, I got to take my fat ass to the gym. Me and Vanita talk
That
about it
way
all the time. All the time.
all
I
the
got to
time.
stop drinking iced sweet tea. I love lemonade full of sugar. I'm literally drinking sugar. I had to cut that shit out and start replacing it with water.
And one more thing that I know this is gonna hurt y'all, the liquor. Liquor puts a lot of weight on you.
Yeah, empty
You
calories.
got empty calories. You
Hmm.
have to find a way to curve drinking so much liquor.
Yes. There are other things you can do if you need to relax. Okay.
Exactly.
That liquor, yeah, that's another thing. Liquor, cokes, sweet tea. Y'all know in the South we love some sweet tea. Anything, any drink with a bunch of sugar. If you simply remove that from your diet, you'll see a difference. Portion control. Instead of eating the whole cheesecake, maybe eat a third of the cheesecake or whatever.
Exactly.
You can still have the stuff that we all like and all crave, but just don't eat all of it. You have to, you'll be surprised at how small changes will assist in your weight loss. Small changes. Because you don't,
Hmm.
it's not your snacks, replace it with healthy snacks, whether it's fruit, nuts, berries. It's plenty of healthy snacks that, if you need to pop something in your mouth real quick, instead of eating a candy bar and potato chips, replace that with something that's more healthier. And,
Exactly.
that'll assist. If you can't get to the gym, turn on YouTube. There's plenty of trainers. And like I said, at every level, fitness level, because if you haven't worked out in a while, you're not going to go into an advanced step class, but you can
Hmm.
start and build yourself up, build your endurance until you get there. Just walking around your neighborhood, down the street, at the park, 30 minutes, all of that makes a difference in your weight. Just trying to stay active and watch what you eat, because the truth is, when we're getting older, it it creeps up. Your metabolism slows down.
Yep. And
You wake
even
up.
walking, when you walking, you got your kids with you. If you have them walking and running and trying to chase each other and stuff, like it wears them out. So then by the time they get to the house, they ready to knock out. Then you got your you time for real. Make
Absolutely.
it work for you.
Absolutely. Part of because it's been a lot of talk about growth and healing, particularly amongst, the African American female collective. And I'm glad this is happening, but we have to also take into account our physical bodies, because there's about a 60-70% uh, of us are overweight. That's a lot of us are overweight, and we
That's a
have to
lot.
start doing something about this, not the men, but for your health, and so that you can feel your best. Because when you look better, you feel better.
That's
Period.
true.
Like I said, being
Mhm.
fat will stop you from even wanting to go out and socialize. You
Yep.
just don't want to do it. Like, I can't go out looking like that. I got that. So now
I
you
can't
still
find nothing to wear. You throwing outfits left and right because you feel like you can't find anything to wear.
can't pull up your jeans. It is the worst feeling in the world. Because when you can't pull up, you can deny, look in the mirror. But when you can't pull up your damn jeans, that shit is tragedy. You be like,
Mm.
what happened? And it don't take long. Also, ladies, y'all gotta get. I know you don't like scales. Every woman need a scale in house, and you ain't got to get in it. You ain't got to get on it every day or even every week, but you need a scale in your house to keep up with where you are. Because if you never looking, you'll wake up one day and you'll be 30 pounds heavier. You had
That's
no
true.
fucking idea that you done gain weight. But if
That's
you
true.
on the scale, you can see, oh shit, I done gained 7 pounds. Let me back up, you know what I mean? Or
Hmm.
stop doing, turn this around and get back down. But you don't know if and a lot of times I get it. The scale can be scary. It's like you don't want it in there because you just don't want to know. But you need to know so you'll know where you at and what so you won't go way up, because it's harder to get it
Hmm.
out. When you gain, it's easy to gain, we know, and hard to lose. And it's not an
It's a
easy
fight.
fix, too. And that's another thing. When you start making these changes, it ain't gonna show up right away. Unless you
The
do
other
some sort of
thing.
fast, like a soup fast, a liquor fast. But if you're not doing anything like that, you got to give it time enough to show up. Usually, I can see a difference in my body in about 3 weeks. Is that what you've needed? How long before you can see a difference in your body?
Nah, for me it's about 4 to 6.
About 36. Yeah,
Hmm.
about 3 to 6 weeks, depending on your body or whatever. You can see or feel. You might maybe you can feel it in your clothes.
Now I can feel it in my clothes quicker
Mhm.
than I can see it. That's
Yeah, you
usually how
can.
I gauge, is by putting on a particular pair of pants that I know fit a particular kind of way, and it's like, it's not fitting like that now. So
Yes.
then once I start working out, and after about 4 weeks, I'll go try them on again to see where I'm at. So yeah.
This is a good idea. She says using a small salsa plate instead of a regular plate.
Yes,
Absolutely.
because
That's great
that's
advice.
exactly what I do.
That's
Hmm.
great advice. That's great advice.
Yep, for portion control. That's right.
Proportion control. Absolutely. Big girls need love too, from what I hear. The winters are warmer, so there's a upside. You so
Okay,
funny.
that's a way to think if you want to think that way. We're just telling you what we see from men.
Yeah, that is a man. That Wendell. Hey, Wendell.
No.
Yeah,
Lord.
we all need love. The problem is that the men like for you to look away. They like to be
Exactly. And he
sexually
said
attracted to you.
wintertime. So wait a minute. During the summer, is a no-go? Is that how this
Right,
works?
right. Yeah. I guess she gonna want you for more than just the winter. Well, winter. Again, we are on our own weight loss journey, Danita and I.
Most definitely.
Portion control, just we still eat, the stuff that we like. We just don't eat
Hmm.
a lot of it. You don't have to deprive yourself just because you're trying to get to a certain weight. You just have to do moderation. So I would tell this young lady, there are so many options out there. You can, consult a doctor. There's the best way to do, consult a doctor, whatever decision uh, you're trying to decide to make. There are plenty of doctors who can help you find the right path and what's going to work for you, your body
Hmm.
type, your situation, whether I said it is pills, surgery, shots. It's many things out there, I'm sure, that I don't even know about. Your insurance will cover, some of
Some
it.
of them.
Your
Hmm.
insurance, look into your insurance plan, because a lot of them, cover it. A lot of people may not know that, but there are things to assist with getting the weight off. And like Vanita said, talk to your mate. I mean, and it may be a little hard conversation. I get it, but sometimes you got to talk about the hard shit and
That
how
way.
you feeling about it.
Yeah.
I know this might be affecting. I'm gonna try to get this together. These are options I'm looking for. Talk to your mate about the situation so y'all can get the pink elephant out the room.
Exactly.
Because it's
Because
sitting
most
on the
likely
table.
he's not going to say anything like that.
Matter of
They're not looking to hurt your feelings, so they tend not to say anything at all.
I talked to several men about this, and they confirmed that they never said anything to their wives or girlfriends about the weight gain. They just internally tried to deal with it. But
Exactly.
because of that, they might have stepped, did other things to
Hmm.
combat that, whether it's watching a lot of porn, they side chick, uh,
Yep.
strippers, whatever they did, they never spoke about it. So he probably won't come to you and say, "Hey, your ass
Mm-mm.
getting fat." He's not gonna say that, but he's thinking it. He's
And he's
definitely thinking it.
watching, which is why I agree wholeheartedly on having a scale in the house, so that because
Absolutely.
you may not see what's happening because you're doing your day to day. You're parenting, you're working, all these type of things, trying to
Yeah,
be a wife or a girlfriend or whatever the case may be, and it sneaks up on you and you don't realize it. So
that's why.
randomly
Yeah,
step on the
that's why I
scale.
recommend the scale. Get a scale,
Hmm.
ladies. You can get one for $10 on Amazon. You ain't got to step on it, every day or even every week or whatever. But keep your scale so you'll just kind of monitor where you at. Because like Vanita said, you might not even, you won't even see it a lot of times. You don't know.
You're busy doing stuff. You're just going.
Yeah, you're just going about your, every day. That we have to carve out time, ladies, to take care of ourselves, me included. I'm doing the same thing. I'm, prioritizing my health and prioritizing trying to become my best self. And with that comes getting my body together. And sometimes you got to go to the source of where this may be coming from. That's your emotional and mental well-being and your spiritual well-being. Sometimes, a lot of times, that's playing into it too. So it's a combination of self, working on self, whether it's spiritually, mentally, and physically.
Yeah, self-care and awareness.
Yeah, you have to prioritize that. Because if you're not, you don't want to live in depression, because of your weight.
It's a heavy energy.
It's a heavy energy. It's a heavy energy. You don't want to be limited to a low caliber man or limited to not really wanting to enjoy your life or limited to only doing certain type of things because you just done got too big. Because that can be changed. And I'm all for, listen, don't beat yourself up. I'm all for the, the push to body acceptance and, all the girls who are doing, the body acceptance. I'm 100% for that because you don't beat yourself up because you don't gain weight or whatever. You don't hate yourself because you don't gain weight, but focus on doing what you can do to get back to where I know mostly all women really want to be. Most of them, I would say the huge majority of women would like to get down to a healthy weight. That's just the truth. And at some point, we have to be honest with ourselves about that and not hide behind movements and this and that, which I'm for, but be honest with yourself. Don't, fake it because you feel like you can't do it. You can do it because most of us don't have health conditions like thyroids or anything like that that's keeping us from losing weight. It's our food. It's the collard greens, it's the dressing, it's the macaroni, which I love. And I got a family who love to cook it and I love to eat it. So I have to really watch, how much of that, I can consume because again, I'll go up just like that. I'll go up in weight 10, 15, 20, quick. So I really have to monitor myself now. Absolutely. Where for a long time, I never had a scale. Never. But now I understand the importance of just kind of seeing where I am so I can try to stay, at a certain place. So again, Vanita, get up. What time your gym class start?
Tomorrow, 4 a.m.
4 a.m. for a workout with trainer. 4 a.m. What you eat every day? Tell us what you eat every day.
Oh my God. So right now I have 5 meals a day. The first one consists of 3 egg whites, a cup of spinach, and 5 almonds. The second meal consists of 1 cup of spinach and 1 green apple. The third meal is 1 cup of broccoli, 4 ounces of tuna, a 4-ounce red potato, and 2 egg whites. The third meal is 4 strawberries and 1 apple. And the 5th meal is 5 ounces of tuna and 5 asparagus stalks. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what I'm eating every day.
What keeps you motivated?
Oh, that's I know what I have. I've done this before. I've worked out before and lost a lot of weight before. So remembering what it was to look like that back then. Also I have certain outfits in my closet where I'm like, I need to be back in those outfits.
Thanks.
And just, I feel good. Like listen, when I get to a certain weight, you can't tell me shit.
Yeah.
Because I know I look bad as heck. So
Oprah said it this. Nothing tastes as good as thin feels.
Yes, and that's true. So for me, and I'm a sweet eater. I like sweets. I'm not really a food eater like
Yeah.
Kanika was saying she is. But I am a sweet eater. So I had to pull the sweets out. I had to pull the sweets out. And when I went to my
Absolutely.
trainer, and he was asking what you trying to do, and I told him, and he was like, "What's your Achilles heel?" I'm like, "Sweets." He's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I'm about to knock all that out on you." So that this was the diet that he handed me. And literally this morning, I asked him, "Are we gonna change this diet soon? Because I've been on it a week." He's like, "Nah,
Yeah.
that's what you're gonna eat. You can
Yeah.
throw in some fish instead of all the tuna, but nah, we about to ride this out for a minute." So I was
Absolutely.
just like, okay. Now, mind you, I was cussing him out in my mind, but I know where it's going to get me. So I'm going to
Absolutely.
endure it and push through.
So anyone who's dealing with this, and I know a lot of us are dealing with this issue,
Hmm.
go to your resources. Even if you don't have a doctor or you don't have insurance or any of that stuff, YouTube, is so many good content creators who talk about healthy eating, who talk about workouts, who talk about, things that we can do to help assist with weight loss. Just use your resources that you, of course, you got to make a decision to choose that you
It
want to be,
is.
your
It's a
best you.
choice.
It's a choice. And looking your best is choosing your best you. But you got to put, unfortunately, weight is one of those things you can't buy it off. You can't pray
Mm-mm.
it off.
Mm-mm.
You got to do the work now.
And
Or
know that when you start to whatever you start, it's not going to be easy the first 2, 3 weeks. You
it
start
ain't.
balancing out at like week 4. So
Absolutely.
just know that that first 2, 3 weeks is going to be hell,
Yeah, it
but you
is.
have to decide what you're trying to do.
Absolutely. But it's going to be so worth it. It's going to be so worth it.
Yes, it is.
Imagine putting on a dress and it's hitting every curve, and you like, man,
It's the best
you are bad, bro.
feeling. Boy, it's the best feeling
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Again, the
Or
feeling
even to
is,
walk in a room, because I mean, we can go back to the beginning of our conversation where I understand you guys want the men and things of that sort. When you walk in the room and they like, God dang, are they double taking? You feel good.
I
I
mean,
promise you, you do.
listen, I men kind of get on my nerve with this, the constant grabbing and
Yes.
pulling me and can't keep their hands off of me and
Yes.
don't want to go to sleep. And it get on my nerve that I'd rather them be really attracted to me like that than
Hmm.
not. Than
Exactly.
not. Like I'll take this than the latter of it,
Exactly.
right? I think most women would feel that
I
way.
was I was gonna say I think that would be most.
Yeah, if we be honest with ourselves, most
Hmm.
women would feel that way. But we gotta start putting ourselves first and taking better care of ourselves and not carving out time for everybody and everything, but our physical well-being. And again, I would say to anybody that use your resources to see what works best for you, because we all different. We all different. Pills might work for somebody, where surgery might work for another. Somebody
Yes.
might just want to do it. Whatever. Use your resources because they're out there to assist you. Because we know it's not an easy journey. It's not an
It's
easy
not.
journey. It's a day by day, choice by choice
Hmm.
thing. And then you'll wake up one day and you'll be like, wow. And
That way.
that'll give you more motivation to keep it going.
Most
Once you
definitely.
see, I think that's why a lot of times women drop out or stop because then you don't see no change, like right off, and it kind of
Yeah.
discourages you. You
And you
gotta keep
don't.
on pushing. Yeah, you gotta keep on pushing for sure. And if you keep consistency is the key with weight loss. It's
It is.
consistency. it
It
will
is.
it will start to come out. You just got to be consistent with what you're doing or
Hmm.
whatever. And you'll be proud of yourself. You'll be so proud of
Exactly.
yourself, that you did this thing for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So we will definitely be, talking about it, throughout this year. Because like I said, Vanita and I are both, on a weight loss, journey. So we will definitely be, because this is such a big thing and it affects so many different parts of a woman's life. I think weight affects women way harsher than it does men. Way
Most
harsher.
definitely. Well, it's so much
Way.
easier for them to get it off than it
It
is
is.
for us on top of
Most
that.
men
So
were athletes in
they
school, whether
were.
college or
Yep.
high school. So a lot of men kept their
Same physique.
athletic physique,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so they don't have to do a lot. But as a woman, we have to put in the time and effort, particularly as we're getting older. Our metabolism slows down. To make sure we're
Mm-hmm.
not letting our weight get out of control.
Real talk.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Straight to the point show tonight. We're not gonna hold you long. You have any
Yes.
parting words tonight, V, as we close
No,
out?
just make the best decision that's for you if this is what you decide to do. And be honest with yourself
I
more than
agree.
anything.
Be honest with yourself. Be honest with your
Yeah.
mate if you're feeling a bit insecure, because we all gain
Yep.
weight, go up and down. Be honest with your mate if you're feeling insecure. If you're seeing things change in a relationship, he's not, as on you or not want to have as much sex. Don't let the pink elephant sit on the thing. Talk about it so y'all can get an understanding, so y'all can find some solutions and move forward. Because we all want our man to be attracted to us and desire us if we be honest with ourselves.
Most
We
definitely.
do. We do. So once again, thank you for tuning in. If you're wherever you're watching, if you're watching the playback, thank you, thank you. Again, if you haven't, please subscribe, like, and share. We appreciate all the support. We'll be back again next Wednesday.
Next
I
Wednesday.
can't remember the name of the show next week.
7:30.
Yep,
Yeah.
7:30, same time, same place. So
Mm-hmm.
please join us. We'd love to have you. Thank you for everybody who comment in the chat, Facebook, wherever you may be listening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you
Yes.
guys as always. Thanks for the
Yes.
support, and I will holler at you next Wednesday. Good
Good
night.
night.